Andy, how difficult was that to take following the hard work for the equaliser?
Yeah, really difficult. Listen, I've got to say, I think we can be a lot better in the first half. I think we can. I've got to be honest with what I've seen. We were sort of moving it for moving's sake. There was no sort of positive mindset to receive and play forward and break lines and run forward. But that's what we said to them at half time. We have to be brave, try things, express yourself. Don't go the safe option. And I thought for 25 minutes, I've got to give the boys massive credit, because I thought they did that. They ran forward, all momentum with us, and we've scored a good goal. So listen, I've got to give the boys credit for that.
How much was that down to the tactical tweak, putting Tufan alongside Seri, bringing, I think I'm right in saying bringing Slater off and just changing it out wide?
Well, we did that a bit later on, yeah. But no, I think we started the second half better. We actually decided to actually play forward and run forward, and earn the right to sort of get in behind them and test defenders. So as you say, they took the information on board at half time, and as you say, for 20-25 minutes we were really pleased. I said to Berry just before we scored, we've got momentum, we look as though we're going to get a goal, and luckily enough we did. But yeah, they'll get a free kick straight away after, and as you say, 2-1 goals later, it's we're having a chat now.
Yeah. And the free kick in general, I think, has left quite a sour taste, hasn't it?
Listen, I'm always one to look at myself and ourselves first. Absolutely, we have to do that. We can't blame others. But I've just seen it back there, and it's a brilliant tackle. And as you say, we're having a conversation about certain things now, and they're important. Them decisions, as you say. Listen, it's not fair to talk about others, as you say, because I'm a big believer. Like I say, we have to look at ourselves and do our own jobs, but we need them things to go our way as well. They're the things that at the moment they're not going against us. Or not going for us, sorry. So, but yeah, it is what it is. We've got to move on and go forward now.
What positives do you take into Millwall on Saturday?
It showed they can respond from being a goal down. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, as you say, that's always been one of the questions. The response after half time was really positive in terms of the football and how we tried to go about it. They got the goal, and as you say, we know what happened in the last 20 minutes of the game, which is really disappointing. But games come thick and fast, and there's an important game on Saturday in London.
Greg, I imagine it was a pretty sombre dressing room after that defeat in the circumstances.
Yeah, I mean, we've only got ourselves to blame, really. We give ourselves, we go a goal down, that can happen. We responded really well to the start of the second half. We talked on about at half time what we were going to do. We were doing it. We got our noses up, could have got two, could have got another one after that. But ultimately, teams, when you're away from home, they're looking for fine margins, and they've got a free kick out of nothing, really. Put the ball in the box, and it's a goal, and it's kind of the story of our season at the minute. We get our tails up. Happened to Blackpool, we concede. Happened at Rotherham, we concede. And until I think that, as a team, we need to just stand up and, when we score a goal, maybe relax. I don't know what it is, but we seem to think we panic a little bit, and that ultimately that needs to stop, because it knocks the stuffing out of you a little bit. And we had real momentum with the crowd, and it's a difficult one, but I still feel we had so much time to get back into it, and then we just shoot ourselves in the foot with the third.
Psychology comes into it, doesn't it? Yeah. The timing of the second goal as well. After, as you said, all the hard work that you've put in to get that equaliser, to have it taken away from you so quickly must have been heart-wrenching.
Yeah, but it's a common theme at the minute. That's the thing. It's really extremely disappointing, but it can happen, and there's still so much time on the board to go, and you can't. These things happen. Like, good teams in this league, good players, mistakes happen. People get lucky. Like, you need to keep bouncing back. You can't let it affect you, and I feel like we did. Unfortunately, the second goal went in, and it seemed to be, the belief was kind of knocked out us a little bit, and that simply just can't happen.
A little bit of luck with the third goal, with Giles, obviously, ball just going underneath. Baxter didn't help matters, but what positives do you take from the rest of the second half after the 20 minutes that we've spoken about, where we had good energy? Yeah,
energy was good, but it shouldn't really need to be said. That should be a given amongst, especially in this league. You're going to come up against some real fit teams, some real well-drilled teams, fit teams, and that has to be there from the start. It shouldn't be you go down and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, here we go. Like, it needs to just happen from the off, and yeah, we need to. I stood here 2 weeks ago after I can't remember what game it was, a home game. In
Birmingham, you're about to steal my
Birmingham,
question.
and we bounced back with 2 results and bit of deja vu. Unfortunately, we put ourselves in such a strong position with 2 games, and then unfortunately with 2 home games again, we've shot ourselves in the foot. And tonight was a difficult one, as I feel Middlesbrough were on the ropes a little bit. They were shot. You could see they were crumbling even from their kick-off at the second. After we scored, they were giving the ball away. We were winning things, and it shouldn't take us to get a goal for that to happen. That's the only frustrating thing.
How have you found playing on the right-hand side? It's a little bit different. I know you've played it before in your past, but not in Hull City colours.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I feel I've got a decent relationship at the minute with Cyrus, and then when Coyley's out there as well. We've got 2 real quality right backs. It helps me. Obviously they're constantly talking to me, but it's a role that I'm enjoying. I feel like I'm growing into every game. Managed to express myself more, and it's an area of the pitch that I want to be in. But if I can, help the team in that side and keep adding to my numbers, and then good, of course. But ultimately, I'd rather come away from it with nothing as long as we get the 3 points, and that's not what we're getting at the minute.